Hey guys, what's up? We're back with some more Zelda Hyrule Warriors. This is part 7, and we're in the Twilight Field using Lana. I don't like the Deku Spear too much compared to the spell book she carries, but it's kind of neat. She's got one of her combos ends with like this big slingshot that she shoots out this big. It's probably a Deku seed, but I could never catch it while I'm playing to see exactly what it is. But leaves you open for some punishment if anybody gets near to you. But out of her two styles, like I don't dislike this style, but compared to her style with the spell book, I prefer that one. But this is kind of a cool little nostalgic bit here because of my kind of favoritism towards Twilight Princess, but see how this goes. Doesn't quite look how they made the Twilight Realm look in that game. So I'm sort of assuming this is more Hyrule with bits of the land covered in Twilight. Well, that don't make sense either because they call it the Twilight Fields. So I don't know what they were going with here, to be 100% honest with you. Trying to incorporate the special, like the supplemental weapons into my playstyle a little bit more, because I'll get bonuses and I'll forget to use the weapons, and not real sure why they put Agatha in this. She was really just kind of like a non-essential side character in the game, and you collected bugs for her. I mean, there was, I don't know, she just wasn't the first character I would have thought of putting in this game from Twilight Princess. Yeah, still kind of scratching my head over this choice. I would have thought that maybe Renato or Russell or somebody might have made more sense. But I guess at the same time, though, Russell would be basically a Link, just an older version of him, because I mean his sword and shield fighting style. I don't really know what else you could do with, now that I think about it. I mean, Agatha's still not at the top of my list of people that I would have stuck into the game, but I guess really there's not too many, not really too many people you could stick in. I'm kind of wondering if the Twilight Princess pack, if it'll give us a Hero's Shade skin for Link, or even make the Hero's Shade a playable character. Hopefully it's just a skin, because I mean, he's basically Link from, he's the ghost of Link from Ocarina of Time, so make more sense if he's a skin. Plus, I don't really want to see them waste a character slot on somebody that they would basically have the exact same fighting style as an existing character in the game. Still kind of I know I keep browbeating on this, but I'm still hoping for Midna's human form. I'd imagine, I don't know if you unlock Zant playing this game or not, if he, I would think he has to unlock in the base game, because that'd be kind of shitty to stick him into a DLC and make him unlock through that. That's a Capcom move there. This area is kind of confusing with the big black squares blocking out bits and pieces of the map. I also kind of marathoned the 2 missions for this area and the 2 missions for Link's scenario, and I sort of got a little cocky and tried to see if I could skip objectives and just like force the game to progress to the next one. At one point, I kind of learned the hard way you can't really do that, but these guys are spread out a lot in this key. Usually it feels like they're more condensed. A lot of her combos, now that I watch back on this, kind of leave her open for some punishment. At least with this weapon. I don't like these guys. So far, I think out of all the enemies you come across, the aerial foes are probably the bane of my existence. And later on, they're on fire, which makes it more aggravating. I can see there's going to be a lot of material grinding for this game, because now that I'm progressing through getting the badges, I'm burning through my materials a lot faster, and I know there, when you get these RPGs or games that have these RPG elements, there's going to be a little bit of grinding, but kind of getting this sinking feeling that there's going to be a lot of grinding in this game. Probably more so than I'm going to want to do. But I'm thinking, if you want to get 100% completion on this game, there's easily over 100 hours that you could sink into this. That part kind of bummed me out, because Midna's fairly intelligent. I'm sure she would know what a genus is. I think the reason Midna sticks with a lot of people who want to see her return, the reason I want to see her return, is very different from Princess Zelda and the more quote-unquote like royal members of different families that have popped up through. Actually, I guess really only Zelda's the only one that's really popped up as a princess, but she's a little bit more of a smartass, and she's cocky, you know, and it makes her stand out amongst the cast because everybody else is more stoic and serious and kind of just like accepting of what they got to do, and they just go into it and don't really have a whole lot of they have personalities, but they're more accepting of what's going on, whereas Midna always has that she's like your wise ass friend that you'd take on a trip somewhere, you know. And I think that's what makes her endearing, is because her personality is unlike what you're usually encountering on a regular basis in a given game, or at least a given Zelda game. You know, Navi was more, she wasn't, like, she was pretty serious. Zelda was always very serious, and then like the different characters you come across. I mean, there are some goofy characters here and there, but I mean, like, as a constant companion, Midna's more outgoing and a little bit more, I guess, I don't want to say flamboyant, but she's a little flashier and outgoing, you know. But this is really in comparison, like I said, to Navi and Fi and characters like that, you know. So far, that's the lamest special attack. This was kind of a pain in the ass fight with her, because she, curious to use her to see how her playstyle is, because this fight with her is kind of nuts. Dark nuts are kind of annoying too, but they're pretty manageable. All you gotta do is kind of dodge around behind them, and then you can get in there, and they decide to block, just rinse and repeat. I actually thought I failed the mission here when it said that Sia had left the bat, or no. Maybe it's when Agatha leaves the battlefield. Can't remember. But when I was playing this, there was a part where I thought I'd failed this, but it kept going. See, I thought I could get in there, but didn't look like it was gonna work out that way. this is your first three-way battle where you have two other factions. Later on, you have to battle Sia's forces and Ganon's forces at the same time, or Ganondorf's. So this kind of that's one thing I'll say is, adventure mode aside, it seems like the legend mode, they ease you into the different things pretty well. I haven't really come across any like high difficulty spikes out of nowhere. We'll see what the rest of the missions that I got to do play out like, but so far it doesn't hold your hand, but it doesn't just like kick you off the cliff and hope that you learn how to fly before you splat on the bottom, you know? Right there, that's where I thought I failed the mission. Dude's annoying. Capture the kitty. Locking on with the bow seems kind of wonky sometimes, but it is what it is. I used the Zelda control scheme. I don't know if the Dynasty Warriors control scheme works any better, but I figured since I'm more familiar, obviously, with Zelda games than I am with Dynasty Warriors, it kind of seemed like the logical step to go with the Zelda control scheme. I will say, even though I prefer the spellbook over the spear, that some of her spear combos, they do end quite devastatingly, especially with those 3 ice spikes that she summons up. That's one evil looking Twilight wolf. This is what I was mentioning earlier. When you lock on, you can get dizzy real quick sometimes. The way she jumps around. Like, I'm not turning the camera manually. This is all just from being locked onto her. It's almost vomit-inducing at times. Usually, stuff like that doesn't bother me. And that's that. That's the Twilight Fields. So we got one more mission in the Twilight Realm that we'll go through. That'll finish this up, and then we'll do Link's scenarios in Skyloft. Or, yeah. Well, I don't think his completely take place in Skyloft, but it's the Skyward Sword realm. Jeez, I can't talk. But at any rate, we're gonna wrap this one up here, and like always, I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, have a good one, guys.